What do you call an underground passageway full of bones? A skeletonal. Welcome to the stream, my friends. Happy Tuesday. I hope you are well tonight. Thank you for being here. Hopefully, I will be able to continue being here with you, and the storm that is still going on outside will not ruin that for us. But for now, we are together. We've got two games to play tonight. Vampire Crystals is up first, our continuing playthrough of this game for our spooky WiiWare marathon. And following this, at some point, we will switch to Jump King, and I'll play that for as long as I can take it. But welcome in, my friends. Dead Zergling first in chat. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Welcome in also Stream Kyle, Zephyr Wrangler, Lucent Jelly, and Sir Rack of Lamb. I hope you are all well today. And we've got Pokemons here as well. Welcome in. Welcome in. I was close. Good job, Sir Rack of Lamb says. Wednesday here, Zephyr says. The time zones, the global situation, too complicated for me to follow where everyone is. So I tend to just speak in reference to my own time. I see how it is. Jump King night, and suddenly there's a storm, Zergling says. It's got to be Wednesday pretty soon here, though. Technically, I'm less than an hour out. All right, so let's dive back in. This game here, we actually reached the credits last night, but then discovered that there is a loop 2 for a true ending, the sort of situation, and so the playthrough of Vampire Crystals must continue. And you know what I was saying? I kept saying that I might run out of WiiWare before the month is over. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all. The month is going to end a week from today, and I've still got 3 games to get to, and I'm going to miss at least one stream. I think this is very much going to spill over into next month. Unless I play very aggressively through these tonight and through these next 2 games. So after we beat the boss of 3-6, that was the end of the map. Nothing else. The screen wouldn't scroll any further. It looked like it looked like this, except that night stuff wasn't there even. And then after we beat it, we got a credit roll, and when we came back, there's a whole second map, which is just the first mode again, but the first map again, but in night mode, I think. So we're gonna play through this and see if we can get the true ending. Stream Kyle says, I learned last night that Suzanne Summers died like a week or 2 ago. I know that name, but I don't actually... I can't place it with who that actually is. Step by step, day by day, Jelly says. I never watched that. She was in American Graffiti, Zephyr says. I never watched that either. I know, like I've heard of all these things. I've just never experienced them. I'll never let you live it down if a storm ruins Jump King tonight. We'll see. I mean, well, if it's only the internet that goes out, then I guess I could play Jump King off stream, but I don't think that any of us would really feel very good about that. So I understand better now a few of the mechanics of the game, so I don't want to say this is going to go more smoothly because this second loop is probably going to be really hard, but there is at least the likelihood that I won't make some of the mistakes that held me back before. I'm doing not great. We were kind of close, but I was just taking damage all over the place. I knew her mostly from Three's Company, another show that I never watched. Uh, 1946 to 2023. Not a bad run. Post a phone pic every time I fall back to Greenland. It wouldn't be that different. No. Oh my goodness, we did it. I was hanging on by a thread. Is this basically just I made a game with zombies in it? Yeah, it's the same kind of game, Jelly. It's not as good as that was, but you know, hardly anything is, right? Thank you for the wheels, Zergling. We can go ahead and have that before we dive into this level, I think. Alright, and we got Sour Patch Kids. These are a little bit of a bogus item on the wheel. They actually are supposed to be something spicy. I know we have sour things on here that are not spicy. But these proclaim themselves to be Sour Patch Kids Fire variety. It says so right here in great big letters. With a heat sensation, it says. I detect no heat sensation. At least I didn't the last time we tried them. Who knows? We'll have them 2 at a time, though. We'll see how it is tonight. This is... what flavor is this? Berry Blaze. They're good. It's got a great flavor, but it's neither sour nor fiery. It kind of doesn't even belong on the wheel, but I bought them, so they're staying there. One moment, Jelly is approaching. Thank you for the coffee, Jelly. Yeah, there's really nothing to those candies. That is a respectable amount of Halloween paraphernalia, Zephyr says. Hey, thank you. This is but a small fraction of the Halloween decorations that I have. In my previous setup, I had some bookshelves. I had bookshelves full of games behind me last year. And that offered me quite a bit more real estate for decorating. The comfy couch setup that we do now, I'm a little more confined. So there's a lot that unfortunately the camera misses out on now, but I feel good about it. I think we've got a nice look going here. And now he's just gonna finish the packet. Just finish the whole bag. One bite. No need for Jelly to be so camera shy. Camera's adding 10 pounds to how heavy you look is just an expression, Zergling says. Well, I don't think that Jelly's afraid of appearing on camera. She's just not interested in being alive, right? If, you know, for those who are really desperate to see Jelly on camera, she has made videos on YouTube. She hasn't done it for a very long time. Her YouTube channel is full of cobwebs, but I like her videos, but she just doesn't have time to make them like like I have time for the stream. Sadly. Is that an original 1964 Ouija box? I don't think it's quite that old, but it is an old one. It's from the 70s, I think. 1972, it looks like. It is board and planchet and all. But yeah, it's an old one. It's got that extra groovy factor. The cobwebs are very appropriate for Halloween, Jelly says. Touche, Jelly, touche. Still waiting for Jelly's part 2 of Aladdin. I'm waiting for Jelly's final part of Mega Man 5. I know that she's finished that game. It may actually be haunted by now, the Ouija board. All right, let me switch back. I like Jelly's. I really like Jelly's Spy versus Spy video. It's like the third video she did. It's one of the earlier ones, so the editing isn't quite as tight as some of the later ones, but it has something incredibly funny that happens. Well, it does a couple things, but there's one big moment that Jelly and I still like quote to each other all the time. Frownie, are you married to a squid? I guess as much as Jelly is married to a disembodied Frownie face. I can't believe anyone remembers Spy vs. Spy. That was one of the games I had when I was real young. I had that on the Commodore 64. Spy vs. Spy. I actually think quite highly of it. I tried playing the Commodore version. We played it on the stream one night. It was incredibly difficult. I don't remember it being so difficult. But I had it on the Commodore 64, and then later I got it on the Game Boy Color. And I completed it on the Game Boy Color when I was a kid. But there's a strategy you can employ, at least on that version, that you can really cheese it. You could really cheese it with one particular strategy, and that's what I did. But I set Jelly up with the NES game. She'd never played it before, so I had her check it out. I had her check it out blind to make a video, and some amusing things happened. I love Spy vs. Spy, Sarah Lamb says, but hate playing it because I'm not good at it. I'm a big fan of the C64. I love the C64. I don't play it often enough. We do C64 like twice a month, usually, but last game we did, we played through Time Tunnel, and that was an adventure. Time Tunnel was a game I'm never gonna forget. That was an experience. It's a Commodore 64 adventure game, and it sent me on an adventure. It sent me on an adventure of mostly like multiple hours of confusion and downtime. But every time I solved a puzzle, it was like the best thing that happened to me all year. uh, yeah, the Spy versus Spy comics. I've read a bit of those. They're pretty great. Have you ever played the Xbox version of Spy versus Spy? I have not, Sir Rack of Lamb. I would be kind of curious to check that out. There are approximately 15,000 C64 games. I hope to play them all. Oh my goodness. So I grew up with Donkey Kong, Dino Eggs, Jungle Hunt, Congo Bongo, Spy vs. Spy, Apple Cider Spider. Dino Eggs is probably my favorite C64 game. I like that game a whole lot. I've had good times with a lot of different ones. I've discovered on the stream. Street Beat is very cool. I loved Time Tunnel. I can't say enough good things about that. Tooth Invaders is really good. That's one I found randomly one night. I just pulled it out of a collection because of the name. That was a lot of fun. And for modern C64 games, there's one that came out earlier this year called Lester. That's like a Metroidvania for the C64, and it's very good. This is only the second time I've ever seen this ice power. Look at how many poison skulls and poison vials there are. Look, there's one vial, there's two skulls. There's a third skull, a fourth skull. I know there's two more on the bottom left too. The whole map is just lousy with bad items. Whizball Paranoid, probably the best C64 games in my opinion. Whizball has been recommended to me lots of times, but I haven't been able to find a copy that works on the C64 Mini. So that's how I play them, is with the C64 Mini, and it's kind of hit and miss for getting games to function on it for some reason. It's probably largely because I'm not intelligent enough to figure out how to get them to work, but I mean, I'm stuck with my own brain, right? So Whizball is one I've been wanting to try out, but haven't been able to get it to function. And Paranoid, I don't know that one's been recommended to me. paradroid. Sorry. Now it sounds even less familiar. This map is really not very much fun with all these bad obstacles to have to avoid. Like, putting so much of my concentration on this takes quite a bit of fun away from the game. I was 7 crystals away from being done with the level, too. There's also a PS2 PAL version. I don't have a PAL PS2, so that's those are off the table for me. Oh my goodness. It's over. Our PlayStation is region free. The PS2 is region free. That's surprising to me. I know that for games that the Switch is region free, and I know that the PlayStation 3 and PSP are region free for games. The Blu-ray player is still, like, the movies are still region locked. I think. But I knew that the games are region free on the PS3. But I didn't know that went all the way back to the PS2. I don't know what DLSS upsampling is. I wouldn't hold my breath for any top-of-the-line hardware from Nintendo. I don't think that they're going to go that route. I don't think they would have any incentive to. GameCube was very strong hardware, and it was not very successful. The Wii was very underpowered hardware, and is like one of the most successful consoles ever. The Wii U, reasonably powerful hardware. Terrible flop. The Switch, underpowered hardware, amazing success. I don't think Nintendo would be completely foolish to not recognize the pattern here. I think that's the only thing that's region locked is the movies. Well, if that's the case, that's really good. That's really good news. I can start looking at PAL PS2 games. Deep learning super sampling. It's a PC thing. Uses AI to run. Had a low resolution internally, but outputs high resolution. I don't know. I'm the wrong person to ask because I don't know about any of that tech stuff, like the specs and everything like that. I don't know what's going on inside any of these boxes. they're just magic boxes to me. So far as the Switch 2 is concerned, though, I'm happy to play the Switch 1 for 5 more years. I don't need or care about an update at all. In fact, it's just bad news for me. When Nintendo announces the release date of the Switch 2, all that's going to do is put a nasty hole in my wallet that I don't need. I would be happy to use the current Switch for at least 5 more years. I don't need an upgrade. I'm perfectly happy. You're good people. Me, I'm annoyed when Tears of the Kingdom dips under 30 FPS. I can't be bothered by frame rate dips. I play too many Nintendo 64 games. I'm lucky when when it gets up to 12 FPS. Did I just call you a frame rate dip? No. I said I can't be bothered by frame rate dips. So much of the stuff, like, slowdown's just part of the territory. My all-time favorite video game is Super Ghouls and Ghosts on the Super Nintendo. I have no right to ever complain about any sort of slowdown. Good-hearted people care more about gameplay and design, Sepher says. Us other people care about polygon count, ray tracing, frame rates, etc. It's just too much for me. I don't know. I'm not much of a I'm fine with withered tech. Frame rate issues can really affect your gameplay, though. So I mean, to that extent, I guess I would be really bothered. But if it were causing me, you know, like unfair deaths or something like that, but. If it's not dramatically hindering my performance. And it's just sort of affecting the aesthetic quality, then I'm unlikely to even take notice. Oh. This game is too difficult. Frame rate and how it looks can adversely affect gameplay a lot. It can't be discounted. Well, that's the thing. When it gets in my way, then I'll yeah, I'll be annoyed. But I can't really think of a lot of situations where I die because of frame rate issues or something. And usually, with like the old platformer games that I play, it works to my advantage because it lets me operate in bullet time. So, definitely not going to complain about that. Sir Lamb says, I may be wrong. I just googled it. It says you cannot play PAL. I was told otherwise by another gamer, but they may be wrong. Not had any PAL to test it. I'll do some digging before you go out and buy every PAL game out there. Okay. Thank you, Sir Lamb. I mean, I wasn't getting ready to pull out my credit card just yet, so. But thank you for double checking that. On the NES, it was 50-60. The difference between PAL and oh, the frame rates, yeah. Hey, cows, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Those old frame rates were high. Yeah. Modern consoles until the newest gen has been 30 FPS. I really hope that there are not a lot of stages with this same gimmick to where it's just going to be loaded with negative items, because that's going to make playing through this absolutely intolerable if it does this on multiple stages. Hey, Tommy, welcome in. Mr. Agent Frownie, greetings on another very hallowed day. Greetings. Thank you for joining us. This game is getting extra spooky tonight. Not only is it set at nighttime, but it's made itself extremely annoyingly difficult. The board is just littered with negative items everywhere. I don't know how I'm intended to avoid them. I wish I could blow them up or something. There's so many poison skulls and poison bottles. I can hardly walk anywhere. Like, how many poison skulls? 1, 2. There's a bottle, so 3, 4. All right, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are currently 8 poison items on this tiny board. They move around. They phase in and out of existence and move around. So, like, avoiding them is like, I never know when and where they're gonna be. Smash survivors. Welcome in, Stat Cat. Happy Tuesday to you. Tuesday/Wednesday. It's strange, though. They're trying to introduce high frame rate into movies and it just looks wrong. They call it the soap opera effect. Yeah. Movies are normally 23 frames per second. That gives them a dreamlike quality. Peter Jackson, 60 FPS movie is a cheap quality. Peter Jackson tried it with the Hobbit movie. People seem to walk away very upset. Yeah, that looked really ugly. And Avatar. Yeah, higher frame rates give movies like a shot on video kind of look to them. I didn't even know the number 4 item was an option on this stage. This is the first time it's appeared in all the time that we've been here tonight. Oh my goodness, we did it. Oh, thank goodness we're out of here. Thank you for the GG, Zephyr. To finish off the frame rate discussion, Zephyr says we're now up to 360 FPS monitors. Some are saying we can't even see more than 120. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the frame rate and resolution of the human eye is. Just watched a few videos on YouTube. You can do a soft mod using only a USB and one of a few different programs. Seems like more trouble than it's worth, Sirac of Lamb says. I guess it depends on how many. I guess it depends on how many PAL exclusive games you want to play. Hey, Pookie, welcome in. Is that the first level of night completed? It's the second. I think we're on level 3. This night mode is this night mode may be a disaster. Dogs can see a much higher frame rate than people. The fancy monitors are for pets to watch shows in high definition. Jelly and I watched a couple movies over the weekend. And all 3 of them were in standard definition. We watched Poltergeist 2 and 3, and we watched The Frighteners. I actually don't know. I'd have to think. I don't know what the last high-definition movie I even watched was. Like, what the last Blu-ray I watched was. Probably one of the John Wick movies. Victory! We got it. Thank goodness that one didn't take as long as the one before. For me, none. If I happen onto one while thrifting, maybe, Sirac of Lamb says. The number of PAL games you want. A friend painted my nails nice and glittery orange for Halloween season, StatCat says. Right on. Seasonally appropriate. Well, I wasn't referencing. I wasn't meaning to get the PAL version of something in place of the NTSC version. I was just thinking for PAL, for games that were exclusively released in that region. I don't notice the difference in frame rates, but I do notice anything faster than 60 FPS gives me a headache. Watched a video on the Frighteners last night, Pookie says. It was mostly a documentary, but also sort of a commentary on the fact that it almost hit cult favorite, but not quite. I think I saw the same video, Pookie, is what had it on my mind. The Almost Cult Classics series. Who is it that does that? Is that Hats Off Entertainment? It's probably the same video. All right, let me I'm trying to catch up here. That's the same one. Yeah, that's what had it on my mind to revisit it. Frighteners is great. It's a pretty good time. All right. Oh no, it's another one of these stages where I'm gonna be bleeding. I'm gonna be desperate for time. I prefer this gimmick to the poison items everywhere gimmick, but I think I'm understandably not, I'm not enthusiastic about either, and I think it's understandable why. They put a lot of these holes in the ground where the arms reach up through and hurt you. That's kind of a... It's kind of an ugly thing for them to do. Time over. We're about halfway there. Did I get the button in time? I did. Nice. 2 clocks right at the start. I had a lot of advantages to sort of bleed away there. Hey Dynamite, welcome in. Hope you are well today. I'm struggling. My game's gotten a lot harder on me. Low time noise is just... They really want to maximize your anxiety sometimes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I've got high anxiety. Where's the timer? I need another timer. Oh no. My health. Focus, Frownie. Play cautiously. You're almost there. You're almost there. You're almost there. You're almost there. Thank goodness. And we're out. It's not either or. The objectives are both, yeah. Within the for most stages you have a crystal quota you have to collect and an enemy quota you have to defeat. You get both of those numbers to clear the board, and you have to do it before your time runs out. Or your health runs out. Some stages you only have to do one of the two things, but usually it's both. Not super good at taking care of my health in this game. These trees are really obnoxious because they do a lot of damage to you, and they're tough to take out. I mean, look how much health it had. Oh, there were so many crystals in that area that I didn't even see the enemy buried under them. Really could use some extra health. And or time. The game has actually been very generous in giving me resources, and I'm still gonna time over. Oh, that hurts. That hurts a lot. Have you played the Genesis Sonic games? I have. That's just about the only Sonic games I've played, Pookie. We played Sonic 1, 2, 3. I played Sonic and Knuckles. I started Sonic 3 and Knuckles, the combined cart, but I didn't make it all the way through that yet. So I've got to go back and redo that. And I played Sonic 3D Blast, which was an awful, horrendous nightmare. The others were pretty all right. I had a good time with the Sonic games, except for 3D Blast, which, you know, naturally is like not really like the others. So I think that's probably pretty understandable. I'd like to go back and play them all, because I've only done like just a casual any % run through each of them. I'd like to go back and collect all the Chaos Emeralds in each of them at some point. I don't know when I'll get around to it, but I'd like to do them at least that well once. Those bonus games, though, the bonus games that you have to play for the Chaos Emeralds, I'm terrible at all of them. There's no I've yet to find a Sonic bonus game that that fits my brain style. So I'm gonna have to practice those mini games a whole lot. I have sort of tried to follow along with the continued sort of like frame rate and resolution chat, you know. But I just don't. I'm sorry I'm being rude and not really participating, but I just don't have anything else to add. It's yeah, there's just it's just something I'm so disconnected from. I just don't have anything really to say. I do most of my gaming on, 20 and 30-year-old devices hooked up to a 35-year-old television. Like, I've it's a whole the higher end stuff is just a whole other world. It's an alien planet to me. Even my flat screen TV that I use for the Switch is like a really old version of it. It's like a great big like 5-inch thick TV. Like, it's not like the very first flat screens where they were like still like basically still tube TVs inside, but it's an old chunky monster for sure. Time over. Surprised to see how easily you beat Splatterhouse when I couldn't. It was the Turbo 16 version. Not so tough. That's the only version I had access to, so that's the one we did. But yeah, it wasn't that bad. Wasn't that bad at all. Arcade version, I want to do at some point. But I don't know yet how I'm going to play it. the time running. Pookie says the time running out music is similar to Sonic's drowning music. Yeah, someone else said that a couple nights ago too. I've thought that as well. It's got the same high stress kind of feel to it. My brain's running at 360 FPS. I was never good at the mini games in Sonic either. Yeah, they're I need a lot of practice. Video game fan versus video game enjoyer, StatCat says. Me versus Frownie. If you're a PC gamer, it's getting hard. A lot of research is required. I dread the day when I'm gonna have to I dread the day when I'm gonna have to replace my computer with something new. I don't even know what a thread is. My flat screen's older, Pookie says. It's pretty chunky. I think it's 38 inches, like 50 pounds. A lot better weight-wise than 2, but still not close to truly modern TVs. Yeah, it sounds like we've probably got something pretty similar. I don't know. 38 inches. You probably have I think your screen is larger than mine. Mine's probably like, I'm always so bad at estimating these things. Maybe 32. Maybe 34. I don't think it's quite that big. But yeah, it's thick. It's thick and heavy. But hey, it's a flat screen TV. It takes HDMI input, and it cost me $10 at a yard sale. Oh no, I don't think 38 inches for a CRT is pretty big. I don't think the CRT is 38 inches. The old timey flat screen is yeah, 38 inch CRT would oh, that'd be a nightmare to have to move anywhere. I think if you want one of those in your home, you've just got to find somewhere out in the wild and build your house around it, because there's no moving it. I love Sonic 1 and 2 minigame stages. Truth is, they're the only challenging parts of said games, Dynamite says. Well, I had a bit more trouble than that with them. I think Sonic 1 and 2, I think each of those took me... Sonic 1 definitely took me at least 2 nights to beat. Each of them took me 2 or 3 nights to beat. Usually, but I have a very, for whatever reason with Sonic games, I always trip at the finish line. Whenever I make it to Robotnik for the first time, I always game over. And so with Sonic 2 and Sonic 3, I ended up making it all the way to Robotnik and then having to replay the entire game. because I couldn't beat him on my first try. Last CRT was 32 inches, and that was way too heavy, Pookie says. I don't know what my my current CRT is. Around 30. It's either just under or just over. Oh, it's massive. And when I moved the stream down into the basement, I brought it all the way down those stairs all by myself. Not an incredibly wise move. It's so heavy. Jump King after this. Yeah, I'm finally gonna play Jump King again. So the longer this takes, the better, right? I think I'd like to. I think my plan is to. My plan is to complete this world. If I complete World 1, then we'll go ahead and move on to Jump King. We'll try and do... So we'll be playing this for 2 more nights, at least. I'm gonna try and do 1 world a night in this game, because the night mode here is really tough and tedious. I was saying before, like I've been saying for the past several nights that I might run out of WiiWare before the month is over, but I don't think that's true at all. I think if anything, the WiiWare marathon's gonna have to carry over at least into the beginning of November, because like I only have 2 games left after this, but I don't have that many streams left. And October's almost over, and like, this game ended up taking, like... This game's taken a lot of nights. If the other two games are more than 1 night games, then I'm definitely gonna have to play a little bit of these in November. Are you still out in the snow? Well, the thing is, like, I'm not currently in the snow, I think, where we saved, but that doesn't really mean a lot, because I constantly fall back into the snow, no matter how many times I climb out of it. I haven't reached a new like, checkpoint. I haven't reached a new. There aren't really checkpoints in the game, but there are like, they're like those. There are occasionally ledges that you can't fall lower than, but I haven't come to a new one. I don't know how to optimize my crystal collecting, because that's my big problem right now, is that I'm not collecting enough crystals fast enough, and I just don't know how to improve that. I feel like I'm at the mercy of the game for so much of, like, I just need it to spawn clumps of them. And to give me time, which is sadly not happening. Hey, Bort Jams, good afternoon. Work associate as the N64 and EverDrive, offering them to me for $600. Was it that much? I thought you said like $400 last time. Well, there's gonna be new Super Mario Funko Pops, with the first one being Koopa Troopa. Interesting place to start. I'm kind of surprised it's taken this long for Mario Funkos to happen. Did I say 400? I thought that's what she said last time, but I mean, I might be mistaken. Six, because I wasn't exactly sure how far off of it. Like 600 is way too much. But I thought she said 400, and I wasn't exactly sure because I didn't know what because I don't know what N64s and EverDrives are going for. But either way, 400 is too much. From what the chat was saying. Oh, so demanding. Stackcan, sorry I didn't see your face cam thing like so long ago. Delayed redemption when the timer is going. I just didn't even catch it. Oh, what? There's so many of these enemies that I can't take them out before they damage me. They have too much health, and or they're too quick on the draw. Ooh, a heart? No, that wasn't a heart. It was a bad timer. No. Oh. I thought I was going to get extra life, but instead I lost time and life. Well, I guess I didn't lose life, but I lost time. Which is worse. What a shame. I got him confused. He has a pointless Mortal Kombat cabinet that you can buy at Walmart. He's trying to sell for $600. I lost emotional life. This game is very hard on my emotions. Oh. What's the main issue that makes this a tough one? It's a lot of things you have to balance all at the same time. The timer makes things tricky. And it's just easy to take damage. hard to see the things that will hurt you sometimes in all the chaos. Particularly in the night mode here, the game really likes to, like, bury... Like, these holes in the ground are things that will hurt you. And the game likes to bury them under clusters of crystals so that you'll walk... to lure you into walking over them and hurting yourself. So, like, things like that. There's not a lot of option for, like, health refill. So, yeah, it's pretty tough. Oh. I didn't even know that one was there. Oh, I need more time. Oh. Yuck. Well, thank you for the lurk, Bort Jams. I forgot about it at first. I was like, did I say something about my camera? I'm so behind. Been in the market for new socks, Stat Cat says. Wish the good brands had colors. I hate that colors are so muted in good socks. Where are the colors? I'm afraid I can't help you. All of my socks are quite boring. Greg socks have become harder to find than when my parents are buying them for me, and it was whatever. Socks with fun patterns, Cow says. Namely, cows are the best. Cute pattern socks are terribly thin. No, I was 2 away. I was 2 crystals away. I got reckless because I thought I was gonna be out of there. This game is crushing me. I find most of them at airport gift shops, Cal says, but yeah, they aren't robust. It's time for us to all begin to learn to fashion our own socks at home. All right, I think even with the delay, I'm now at the right amount of time to return gravity. One day I'll get Frownie to say HE double hockey sticks. Oh, you see, that's an interesting word, because I do say that one on this stream. From time to time. But I don't say it as a curse. Still haven't gone farm animal photographing. I remember my office was upset last Christmas that our boss only gave us some socks as a gift, but they were great socks. You would think she would remember where she bought them. Nope, Dynamite says. I don't often get holiday... I haven't often gotten holiday gifts from my bosses. When Jelly and I were in Korea, our boss would give us gifts around Christmas, and one year, I think, if I remember right, one year he gave us some bottles of champagne, I think it was. And another year he gave us a box of meats. Which the box of meats would have been nice, but a lot of it was stuff that we didn't really understand how to work with. And we didn't have a proper kitchen in our apartment. So it wasn't useful to us. Like there was some sort of vacuum sealed animal tail was one of the meats. There were some sausages. I think we ate the sausages. But there were a bunch of other stuff. We didn't know what it was or didn't know how to prepare it. And we ended up re-gifting that to the guy who ran the convenience store in the bottom of our hotel building. Yeah, okay. All right, I think I'll second that motion. Zephyr and Sirach of Lamb, could you continue the PC discussion in the in your whispers? It hasn't really bothered me terribly, because I've just been skimming and skipping over a lot of it, but it is kind of burying it is kind of burying other people's comments at a few places. Yeah, you're fine. No, thank you for doing that. But yeah, no worries. But it will make things a little easier for me to follow too. Game is crushing you. Lift your spirits with a great gameplay of Jump King. How often does lifting actually happen in Jump King though? Welcome back, Bort Jams. Every time you jump, every time you just lift, then de-lift. Off to a bad start on this attempt. I'm not 100% sure how true this is, but I have a strong suspicion that items are able to spawn, or basically items are able to spawn in a way that you are forced to grab them. Like if you're standing still, an item can spawn where you're standing, basically, so that you sort of automatically pick it up as it spawns onto the map. I can't say of 100% certainty that that's happened to me, and I haven't just been unobservant, but I feel like it's happened to me in both good and bad ways. no. Ah, so close again. This is brutal. Who can do this? I mean, the thing is, I know I can do it because I got so close I virtually had it and I just threw it away. But it doesn't feel good to fail this so many times, not at all. I take damage twice there. Yucky. Tree has too much health. I don't like wandering over into that part of the map. Oh, thank goodness. Oh. We're finally free. With a heart to spare. Alright, I think it's just the boss now, and then we'll have met our goal for the night. I finally found sock stack kits. That's excellent. I hope that they are as good as advertised. But you say you probably won't be beating this tonight. No, I think we're gonna do one world per night. So this is the boss of this world. If I clear this boss, I'm gonna be ready to move on to Jump King. We're just gonna do a world of this for the next, you know, hopefully a world a night for the next 3 streams. There should be a stream tomorrow night. There probably will not. I'm not planning on a stream for Thursday night. You should consider Thursday night canceled. I may do something in the earlier part of the day. Just extra or bonus. Don't hold your breath for it, but there's a slim possibility. But basically Thursday you should consider canceled. Friday I'm not sure of yet. This boss is actually really difficult because of all the minions throwing bones. If it were just the boss and some skeletons running around, it would be fine. But the thing is that they all throw things at me. There's a lot of time where the boss isn't actually vulnerable. I assume that's a boss that's similar to this one. I don't know that character, though. Just makes me think of the amazing first boss of Castlevania 64. Giant skeleton with a lot of little skeletons rolling around. Ouch. I've always hated smaller enemies added to boss fights. Just make the boss tougher if you want. Let me focus on it solely. I don't know that I've ever really... I don't know if I've ever really considered my feelings about the move in general of having smaller enemies. They definitely make this fight tougher. I'd probably have to reflect on that for a while to know exactly what I feel about it. I think it's nice. I think it can be nice when the additional enemies give you opportunities for health and power-ups. But you kind of get those from... Well, maybe you don't get health on the stage, but you get the power-ups either way, so... There's just so much. There's just so much. If only, if my weapon destroyed the enemy's projectiles, then, like... life would be so much better. Oh, I picked up a bad potion somehow. Not paying attention. Yuck. Didn't even get that attempt off the ground. Why does this game have to have 2 loops? We could have been done with it. That has to have done extra damage to me, right? I don't think I've been hit that many times. Oh, rough stuff. Off the ground, it looks like it's coming out of the ground to me. Hey, Buddha Fingers, thank you for the wheel. Let's give it a spin. That's what we just landed on. I think that's the Sour Patch Kids. It is. The only thing that's on the wheel that's less spicy than the candy buttons. So we just had these a moment ago. These are the last thing we landed on. These are the Sour Patch Kids Fire variety, which are not really either sour or fiery. But I'll enjoy a couple of them here, if I can just find 2 matching ones. And it looks like we'll be going with Apple Fever. So I said before, these aren't really sour. The apple flavor is kind of sour, just inherently. Like, it doesn't have a sour powder on it, but they are good. They are very tasty candies. If the wheel doesn't scorch you, the boss will provide some skeletonement. While I was working out that word skeletonement, I was thinking like skeletainment, like entertainment. This is much better than what I initially tried to read it as. They're trying to do too many things at once and doing none of them. It's kind of like me. It's kind of like me when I'm struggling with a difficult game and trying to read conversation in the chat. I feel like I got lucky there with that dodge. But then I turned around and did badly, so it always balances back out, right? No, I was doing better that time. And this guy should be a chump. You fought bigger skeletons in Dark Souls. Is there a bigger skeleton in Dark Souls? There's definitely more of them. I don't remember any especially large skeletons, though. I mean, they're all kind of tall, but like not like this guy. I keep comparing him to Castlevania 64, naturally. These downloadable games couldn't be larger than 20 megabytes, if I remember correctly, Tommy says. I don't recall. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I've ever known the rule. I would expect that they're all rather small, though. The Wii likes to add an extra layer of obscurity, too, by, you know, referring to its storage space as blocks, which I don't know how many megabytes a block is. He's at least as big as the mecha skeleton from Contra. Oh yeah, definitely. That's a good skeleton. I like that. I like that boss fight a lot. It's really good. No, no. You're doing a real bad job at just setting a... Like, I just want to set a stream of bullets on this guy and just sort of stand in place and attack him for a while. And victory. Nice. Having the smaller enemies be distracted by the meat is not only relatable, but is a great strategy. Let's go. Alright. We'll do the first stage here real quick, and then that's where we'll break off. It's a little sample of the next world. But we're not going to do more than that in this one. It'll be time for Jump King. See if it's going to give us any of those, like, good powers that it gave us here before. I'm in fear that in night mode our powers are going to be limited to some of the less useful stuff. there's a number 5. What was number 5? Actually, I don't remember. Is that the flamethrower? Oh, it's this one. Okay, yeah, this is good. No, I'm out of power-ups. Oh my goodness. Limit was 40 megabytes. The Wii itself only has 50 megabytes of storage. 500, I mean, rather. Wow, so a block is like less than half a megabyte then, because like I know there's more than 1,000 blocks of storage. Because I have more than that free at the moment. That's why they use their artificial units, so they could make the storage space sound bigger. Really, hang out, really, 500 megabytes. That's like less than what fits on a CD, right? That's really small. Small was the theme. Have you seen the discs? The Wii discs are regular sized, right? It's the GameCube discs that are tiny, right? I don't know what those hold. I remember I was talking on the phone with one of my friends when the GameCube came out shortly after that, and he was asking me about just some questions about it. But he was asking me, like, the discs. He was asking me what the size of the discs were, and, like, I didn't know the measurement or whatever. I was holding one of them in my hand, and I said, it's the size of a cookie. And I remember that he was very amused by that size comparison. He said that it gave him the perfect mental image of what the disc size ended up being. When he actually held one himself, he was like, "Wow, that was perfectly accurate." But what if you had a big cookie? Or even worse, what if you had a small one? Normal CDs could be cookie size too, if you're really lucky. I mean, fortunately, his go-to mental image of a cookie wasn't, something like a Hydrox. No! I ate the negative clock. This music doesn't really make me feel like... This music is less haunted house and more Renaissance fair. Is that the big mushroom? Oh, thank goodness. I thought it was the small mushroom, and I was thinking would be the most pointless item I could possibly have. Because there's nothing to collect. There's no crystal. You want the small mushroom for collecting crystals. Oh, let's go. Alright, that's it, my friends. Level cleared. Thank you for the GG. That's it for the night, my friends. That's where we're gonna leave off for real and truly. So we'll try and wipe out this World 2 tomorrow night. But it's time to take a short break and to switch to Jump King and suffer until I just can't take any more of it. Thank you for the trophies. Thank you for the well played. Cows had said, are we talking Famous Amos, Chips Ahoy, giant Costco cookie, or one of those cookie cakes? You seem to be something of a cookie expert, my friend. You're right. I forgot that we took full-size discs. I remember seeing a video where a person tossed a CD across a large distance into a Wii. This game got really challenging. This game got really tough in the second loop here. Hey, Sweesh. Didn't say hello, but hi was here. GG. See ya. Hey, thank you for the lurk. And if you take it off, enjoy the rest of your night. Or day, as it were. Whatever it is in your part of the world at the moment. Be well until I can enjoy your company again. Suffer you until you can't take it. Sounds like a true Frownie game. I do have a type of thing I like, don't I? All right, my friends. I'll be back with you after a brief BRB. If you want to join me for Jump King, just stick around a moment.